there hasn't been a new asset class since the bond market was created in 1693. Well, now there's a new asset class, and it is the digital asset space. The question is, are you participating? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What is going on? Happy Sunday to you. Good evening. Yep, late night stream, going to be on here and off. But we're going to talk about some very, very interesting things. We're going to talk a little bit about Chris Larson for just a little bit about Codius, the monster that is Codius. Just a little bit, just going to share just a couple of things. I found an interesting video, very, very short, interesting video with Chris Larson. And I caught something and what he said that I think is really, really important today. I really, really do. Guys, thanks for hanging out here on a Sunday night. I got to do some things early in the morning, so I wanted to get tomorrow morning. So I wanted to get another stream in today just to make up for tomorrow, just in case I can't do it tomorrow I'd like to stream anyway. What is going on, family? TJ Jackson is in the building. What is up? TJ Jackson, how are you? Legendary is here. What's good, Legendary? XRP Carolina is in the building. Hello, my friend. Good to see you, man. With Mullet. Yeah, so I just kind of titled that. The title is shout out to shout out to Fame21 More, XRP Darren. I actually saw that he subscribed to the channel today. But I used something I used a video of his that he shares in the Patreon group. Absolutely 10,000% worth it being part of his Patreon. And I'm going to use something from the Patreon today as well. Instimatch Global Markets. Instimatch Global makes interbank trading and intraday markets with XRP. So we're going to go over that just a little bit. But I got to tell you, where am I? I'm over here. I got to tell you, it looks like Codius is about to rear its beautiful head. And wow, it's going to do some things without question, guys. Did you guys have a good Sunday? You guys get all like Sunday stuff done? Did you guys have some nice weather to get some grilling done? I know it started rainy. I think I was on earlier today. It was raining, right? When I was on the stream earlier. Win Mullet, we missed you earlier, brother. Everything good? What's up, XR peeps? What's up with you, Win Mullet? I know, bro. XRP is here. Man, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? XRP. It's good to see you, man. I got to tell you, Twitter was kind of doing this thing today as well. Came across some very, very interesting tweets. Going to share with you guys. Listen, a lot of great stuff going on. Man, May is here. SBI. Hello, SBI. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do your thing, SBI. It is time. It's overdue. Interesting that it's coming live right in the midst of the happening. Isn't that interesting? That's really, really interesting to me, that timing of that. But hey, that is how it goes. Yes, that's just how it goes. Absolutely, man. So this thing here, I don't even know where to start with all of this. I haven't checked out the Instimatch article. Let me see. This is from Instimatch Global AG. Okay. I'm just going to read just a bit of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we don't have much time. All right, let me share. That's fair. So you guys having a good Sunday, yeah? Some real guys in the building. Hey, Crypto Siege, what's up with you? Some real guy, good to see you. Danny Loft is in the building. Hey, Danny, what's up, brother? Tomorrow is Sunday too, the next day too. Yeah, how about that? No way. No. Don't tell me that, bro, XRP. No, no, no. Guys, are you seeing what bro XRP is saying? Bro XRP is saying, Siege, Nexo pulled an exit scam. What? Nah, that can't be. Where are you hearing this, bro XRP? I thought they were just on the chain live. I thought. Oh, no. Oh. Carolina says it's true too. Oh, man, please don't tell me that's true. Oh, so On the Chain was talking about it. Well, when Mel is saying I just logged in, it's all good. So, when Mel said he logged in there. I'm not TJ Jackson. I'm not expecting anything soon. It's a lot of everybody's excited about Codius, and the fact that they kind of came out and said that they were updating Codius, I think is really, really important. So that's why I'm kind of leading. When Mullet, what's good, bro? Bro, XRP is like, nah, they are done. They're out. They exited. Yeah, it does. That's exactly right. Well, they just flat liquidated a lot of people's money for no reason. No, I'm not gonna learn the hard way, bro. I don't mess around with Nexos, man. I am Celsius through and through. Oh man. So On the Chain kind of exposed them, huh? Yeah, I'm not messing. I had heard that, their lending practices were on the, were very, very risky. I won't say shady. I will say risky. How they were lending out other people's assets without them being collateralized. No collateral backing. Vast majority of what they were lending out was going to prove to be very, very risky. So Cody is a smart contract to the next level platform, Danny Law. And so this is what I was hearing from Alex Mashinsky, kind of their practices. And yeah, I don't know. It's just when I kind of saw I thought they were just being backed by somebody pretty significant too. I always knew there was you had to take some caution because they were trying to get you in with the higher rates, but it's not a higher rate unless you can actually get the rate, right? So, and what I mean by that, if they're not around a year from now, you know what I mean? You don't really get that full rate. And so I just always kind of wondered. Yeah, liquidation is a normal thing. I mean, it's a normal thing, but I'm talking about I'm talking about did they actually, exit. XRP Carolina said, yes, said that their system was not able to send out texts and emails until after the fact of the liquidation. Oh, so whoa, Carolina. So you're saying they didn't get a notice? They didn't get notification. So they didn't get these notices and notifications out to people in order to provide for these people to, give them a shot to stem the liquidation. That's what XRP Carolina is saying. He's saying, yes, they said their system was not able to send out the text or emails until after the fact of the liquidations. Yeah, and that might be the case when Muller. They may not be responsible for that, but you know, I guess I don't know how they operate. I guess that they, you know, with Celsius, they give you the, you know, they give you the points to which it can be, you know, so, you know, XRP gets below 10 cents, you'll need to do this and this and this and this. And here's the thing, they go above and beyond that. Celsius goes above and beyond, not only just with notifying, laying everything out, but they go above and beyond. They give you a lot more significant options as well, because they don't want you to be liquidated, right? You know, they don't want you to be liquidated. So that's kind of, you know, yeah, and that's the challenge, right? The stock market is criminal. It's criminal. It's gambling. And the whole point of behind DeFi was to be different than the stock market. That's the problem. When Mullet, right? It was intended to be different. But Alex Mashinsky said this from Celsius. He said that all they did, Nexos of the world, the BlockFis of the world, all they did is to take the same platform from the banking community or the stocks, whatever it is, and all they did was bring it into, so practices, all they did is just put it on a DeFi or decentralized platform. So the method of operandi, the modus of operandi is the same. Well, if that's the case, then the idea is to get your money. The bank's goal is to get your money so that they can lend it out 8 times and 10 times what you put on there, right? It's not to help you, right? Right? The stock market is the biggest gamble in the history of gambling, right? Because you have no control over that, right? And so if you're comfortable with the risk in gambling, cool. You know, but what a lot of people don't get ultimately about the stock market is if a lot of people take the average rate of return and they never look at the actual returns. And there's a big difference between the average return on the stock market versus the actual return. The actual return in the stock market since probably earlier than the 80s is less than 5%. It's closer to 3%. But they'll always talk the stock market and they'll always talk this 10 and 12%. It's not remotely close to 10 or 12%. Not remotely. There was a period during the 90s that they did well, but when you take the average return on investment, which is a lot of people look at, the average rate of return rather, versus the actual rate of return is significantly lower. It's less than 5%. It is absolutely less than 5%. And it's less than 5% plus the risk. So it's less than 5% plus that risk, right? Because you don't have as much control as what takes place with those companies, right? So it's less than that, right? You know, and so that's kind of the difference. That's kind of the difference. In the DeFi space, we're supposed to act differently than Wall Street in the traditional markets, but they have not been. And that's one of the points that Alice was making, is that they're operating the Binances of the world. Although Binance US is a little bit better, they're taking your assets and you put your assets on the platform, and they put them somewhere else. And it's only because of Celsius that Binance and Binance US have pivoted. It's only because of Celsius, because Celsius is killing it, bro. XRP, it's killing it. It is doing its thing, and I gotta believe it has to be because they started out doing it the right way. Number one, a dedication to providing yield to the people who put their assets on the platform. Number one, a dedication to doing that. And then when they use your assets that you put on the platform, they do it responsibly. So they take that to another level, right? Not lending anything out unless you can provide collateral, Mr. and Mrs. Institutional, right? Yeah, and and being very, very cautious of who they work with, who they partner with. Listen, they're having a great 2-year, 2.5-year run. It is undeniable. It's undeniable, really is. And so I hope that those people on the Nexo platform are able to be made whole. I hope. Yeah, that's so funny too, bro, XRP, because I saw it came on my scroll on YouTube, but on the chain it said legit or scam, and they had another guy there in the middle I never saw before. So I thought it was someone from Nexo that they were interviewing, but I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe they're asking them like, hey, how come so many people got liquidated? I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. So, and if this is not recent, if this is from the thing that happened 2 or 3 months ago when when the liquidation with Nexo and BitMEX happened, then that's what it is. If that's old, then that's old. I'm talking. People are saying exit scam. I'm like, So if you're talking about that thing that happened 2 or 3 months ago, remember when all those liquidations took place? I got it. Now I didn't know there's some kind of inside story where people didn't kind of get notifications and emails. David Schwartz is on the tweet. No, what happened? I got the last 2 times my XRP came up for liquidation, I got 3 emails per liquidation event. I got 3 per liquidation event. 3. So they gave me notice. It's coming up on this. It's coming up on this. If this goes to this, I got 3 per. 3 per. Of course, and then when you satisfy the liquidation, they always give you the notice of when's your next one, right? And so obviously you're paying attention to that and you're monitoring that. But I got 6. I'm going to say 6 to 8 notifications when mullet. That's what Celsius did. They gave me 6 to 8 notifications. So like 3 to 4 each. This is this. Yeah. Wow, I see all or most of my buddies are here. What's up, XRP Lava? Good to see you. Gabrielle is in the building. What's up, my friend? Yeah, me too, TJ Jackson. Me too. Exact amount, $100. And Danny Law, we need BitConnect back. All right, let me go over this. Let me go over this thing. I put this up and I didn't even go over it. All right, so this is description of Instimatch Global AG Finance. Instimatch Global makes interbank trading in intraday markets possible with our DLT-enabled trading interface, coupling the DApp with the latest settlement API. It says in parentheses, R3 settler slant XRP. We are, for illustration purposes only, we are able to offer the high speed of payments necessary for execution of intraday trades. Our money market offering on R3 Corda is a highly secure GDPR compliant DApp, allowing institutional clients across the globe to exchange liquidity amongst each other. The DApp offers a modern alternative to voice broking with a transparent marketplace and access to a wide range of high-quality borrowers and lenders. Our current centralized database version has seen volume increases of 100% in the first half of 2019 compared to the entire year of 2018. with more than 50 money market participants using our network from over 12 countries. Well, isn't that interesting? Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool indeed. Very cool. Now, did I share that? So that is a little bit about Instimatch Global. And again, I just want to point out that R3 Settler slant XRP is apparently for illustration purposes only. Yeah. So let's see, what else can I share with you guys? Let me share some. I want to share this video, and then I'm going to, what did I want to see if you guys catch this. Catch what Chris Larson says here. It's one word that he says here that I find it to be very, very fascinating. He's being asked about a lawsuit. This dude is being asked about a lawsuit, and watch the pivot and then see if you can catch something that he said, because I think this leads to something that I got on a DM from Twitter today from the awesome Spanish Fly. But check this out. That's not it. Where am I at? Oh, what did I do? What did I do? It's on. Oh, it's on Twitter. Hold on. There it is. This is from Real XRP Boy. Shout out to Real XRP Boy. You know, at Big Cheds, you know it. You know exactly what's up with XRP. But nice try, though. Hey, really quick, can you change your whole Twitter profile but still keep your followers? All right, so let's listen to this.
XRP is having a summer slump. Do you expect a rebound in the fall?
You know what, I think what's really important is that any digital asset to be valuable has to be serving an actual use case. It can't just be speculation. Obviously, a lot of the market today is really speculative. But we think over the long run, it's going to be that combination of deep liquidity, market makers, institutional bets being made. But very importantly, it has to have a use case. We think the use case for the XRP ledger and XRP, the digital asset, is really around initially reducing the cost of liquidity for cross-border payments. Long term, though, we think it's a key winner in this race to be another digital asset for the world for all kinds of use cases. So that's the way you say it. It's a long-term play, has to have value, can't just be a store of value for store of value's sake, has to actually have a use case, and that's how we see it.
Hold on, let me play that again for you.
Be another digital asset. It's a key winner in payments. Long term, though, is really around initially reducing the cost of liquidity for cross-border payments. Long term, though, we think it's a key winner in this race to be another digital asset for the world for all kinds of use cases. So.
Okay, did you guys catch that? This dude is being asked about the lawsuit, and that's one of his standard pivots. And one of his standard pivots and uses words as he uses. I think what's more important, I think what's really more important. So, the guys, did you catch that? Did you guys catch what he said there? Again, he's asking about the lawsuit. He's being asked about the lawsuit. But did you guys catch what he said there? Eli is in the building. What's up, Eli? Raj Paul is here. What's up, Raj? Long-term use. Yeah, that's a good one. Eli, sup, crypto people and crypto siege. I missed the fan. We miss you too, Eli. Appreciate you being here. The lawsuit is just a distraction, crypto siege, says Daniel Law. 10,000%. The lawsuit's a distraction. Absolutely. I heard a digital asset investor read something from, I don't know, it might have been Kendra Hill, whoever. The higher ups and the lower ups. Did you hear that? The lower class and the higher class. What? The lower class is not supposed to be holding any XRP. Did you guys hear that on DAI's video? The lower class is not supposed to have it. But what he said there is initially reduce, right? Initially reduce the friction in cross-border payments. Long term, so initially, that's their thing. And that leads to a lot of what Kendra Hill has been saying. I want to say Hall, but I believe it's Hill has been saying. But this is an interesting tweet. Shout out to a jab at the BTC in a way too. That's right. That's right, Danny Wolf. The CFTC referred to XRP as a commodity a year ago. Let me just share something here real quick. I just want you, I know you got the end game is $700 trillion. Do not forget the trillions we made on our road. Increase your position. It is not going to stay dirt cheap forever. So the 700 trillion that they're talking about is definitely the derivatives market. Let me see if I cannot find what I was looking for. What I was, this is something that I find to be fascinating. I know you probably have seen this, but just for those who have may not have seen this. This is from the Kendra Hall, that everybody's been talking about lately. And, DAI did some research and, who knows who this person really is. Investment bankers, grandchildren, who knows? Kendra Hill, the cross-border payment lie. If you were to do research on Ripple, the company, and XRP blockchain token, you would come to the conclusion that the goal is to replace SWIFT as the world's leading cross-border payments provider. What if I was to say that Ripple does not care about the cross-border payments and that replacing SWIFT is only a short-term, initial, not the long-term, but the short term, the gateway, the doorway, the entryway into the payment system, right? The short term. In the digital age, you're able to connect with anyone around the world in seconds. For this reason, using one digital currency would be ideal. Not only is one currency all that is needed, it would be more efficient if we were able to use one single currency. So think of if Ripple was only focused on cross-border payments and nothing else, their success would be short-lived. They knew this before XRP ever existed. Think of cross-border payments as a nice testing ground to prepare Ripple for the use case they have been focused on since the very beginning. Chris Lawson said, long-term, a key winner, digital asset for the world to use for all kind of uses. So this is Kendra Hill. Think of cross-border payments as a nice testing ground to prepare Ripple for the use case they have been focused on since the very beginning. The true intentions of Ripple are to handle 100% of the transactions which take place in the derivatives market. So why do they not make this public knowledge? And it says for multiple reasons. The most important one being that they are not ready. They are missing a piece to the puzzle. And that piece is called Codius. We know it is a smart contracts platform, but it turns out that Codius is a beast. Codius is on another level. And can you say that? Is it even fathomable, imaginable to think that something's on another level than the XRP L ledger? I'm going to let you guys listen to something. This is going to take about 3 minutes, so grab your favorite libation. I got some organic red wine, 3 or 4 minutes, that's all. You want to check this out. Well, let me make sure the sound was good on that. I didn't even check with you guys. Was the sound good? M Ant is in the building. How you doing, M Ant? I guess the sound was good. I didn't hear no sound. Yeah, man. When I read that, the bro XRP, when I read that along with digital asset as he was reading that on YouTube, I'm like, the upper class and the lower class, what? What? And this apparently this dude, gal, who knows, grandchild of some investment banker apparently. Well, it's too late. It's too late because us lower class have got some serious XRP bags, right? So let me share this with you guys. Matt LaRoche is in the building. What's good, bro? I should try some Portuguese wine. I would love to try some Portuguese wine, man, because we got Portugal on the expat list. Seriously, we do. All right, let me share this with you guys. And tell me who this guy who's asking this question in the audience sounds like to you. I don't know. Listen to this. Here it is.
Ripple Labs is developing something called Codius, and I've been looking at that, and it's probably a few months away from really being usable to a developer, but it theoretically seems like it may make it possible to build systems that autonomously transmit money without anybody owning those systems. Basically, I guess, Chris, do you have any idea of maybe how that might be used, and maybe does anyone else have any comments on autonomous money transmitting systems in the cloud?
Okay, I got to ask a question for you guys. Who is that dude with the hat on his head? Anybody know who that is? And he's looking at Chris, he's smiling and looking at Chris and he's smiling. Who is that dude? Anybody know who that is? He looks familiar to me. I think, tell me who you guys think that is. Braggs up, he says, see, she sounds like BG. I was thinking David Zor's. Like, I mean, did they plant David in the building? Was Joel Katz a plant? Because it sounded like Joel Katz to me. But so guys, who is this dude? Where is this at? Why did that change? Who is this dude with that hat on? Anybody know? I think this is the guy who used to work at Ripple as the chief financial legal, Greg Kidd. I think that's Greg Kidd there. Is it not? Do you see he was like one of the first? Check it out. When they mentioned Codius, just watch this guy.
Ripple Labs is developing something called Codius.
Look, it's shaking the head.
It's probably a few months away from really being usable to a developer, but it theoretically seems like it may make it possible to build systems that autonomously transmit money without anybody owning those systems. Basically, I guess, Chris, do you have any idea of maybe how that might be used, and maybe does anyone
look at him smiling
on autonomous money transmitting systems in the cloud, in the ether?
Sure, yeah. No, we're really excited about Codius, and that's Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz, absolutely brilliant engineers who have been spearheading that, along with an increasing number of our staff. So a lot of it is obviously smart contracts. Smart contracts have traditionally been attached to distributed ledgers. I think originally it was thought that you have distributed ledger first, and then you'd have smart contracts built on top of it. We started taking a different approach with Codius in making them two completely separate streams, so that with Codius you can both use any programming language, and you can use any form of ledger. So whether it be a distributed ledger, decentralized ledger, whether it be PayPal, centralized ledger, Chase, whatever, we think those smart contracts should be able to tie anything of value from any counterparty or non-counterparty. So that's a kind of a fundamental foundation of it. But what that should do then is allow, to your point, the idea of autonomous agents. So a good example would be, today the only kind of autonomous agent that can exist is basically a virus, which is usually having to do bad things to support itself. Originally, the idea behind viruses was that you have benevolent viruses, and we think with things like autonomous agents that can think of a program that can exist in the wild and kind of have a bank account. Again, an application cannot go to Chase and open a bank account, which means it can't support itself. It can't take in payments from customers. It can't hire developers to improve itself. And something like Codius would allow that to happen. So you might have a world where you have benevolent agents running around that could actually be antibodies for viruses. That'd be one example, taking the place of antivirus companies. You could have an autonomous agent that would be like an Uber, where you wouldn't need Uber. You'd have a direct sort of connection between the customer and the driver. That driver actually could be eventually a self-driving car. What gets really interesting there is you could theoretically eliminate profit margins because autonomous agents don't need to make profit. So it can, these things will have a lot of, obviously this is in the future a bit, but this is real now. You can do this all very today, and you'll see a lot of new tools coming out. But that's the world where I think you could see 1 billion times 1 billion transactions a day, if you're really going into a world of an internet for value with smart agents. So we shouldn't be talking about technology that replaces existing payment numbers. We should be talking about a world like the Internet of Information, where you see just exponential increases in the amount of value being transmitted.
It's a very interesting thing. Banks have been doing things called letters of credit for hundreds of years, but the technology has not been there to bring it down to what Airbnb needs or balance payment does, right? So I think Codius is part of an effort that can bring it down to the micro level and can do real-time settlement based on conditions that are set by hopefully human beings, right? So,
I mean, the technology that underlies Codius is pretty remarkable. In fact, I'm very familiar with cryptography, and there are very few people that know more about cryptography than that I run into. And Stefan really is created this incredible, that he exploited some techniques that very few people know about in creating Codius. So from a technology point of view, it's like a 10 compared to if you consider ACH being a 1. I mean, it's like so far advanced. So I mean, it's really remarkable in terms of what you can do with it and the underlying technology that's built upon. It's really or tour de force.
That's a pretty powerful statement about Codius. And then when you look at what is supposedly missing yet, and just for some reason, Codius just kind of keeps coming up here lately, TJ Jackson. Yeah, and supposedly Codius is already live. Yeah, so it's not dead in the water. They're updating. They're just updating it. I remember when everyone said it's shelved and I ain't focusing on it anymore. Remember all of those? Guys, can you when you take some time to think about what we have been through in this space, especially as XRP hodlers, it has been unbelievable. I mean, it truly has been unbelievable. The good and the bad and the ugly, people, all the haters, the things that are going to come and dethrone. Did you not hear? That dude said Codius is possible of 1 billion times 1 billion transactions. Yes, Evan Schwartz and Stefan Thomas are the people who created it. And yes, Matt LaRoche. They have other people, I think, working on it now, but 1 billion times 1 billion. This dude, I don't know who the other guy was that was next to Chris Larson, to Chris Larson's right, but he said it's brilliant technology. So now I'm going to have to add Codius in here. Before, and I used to say the ILP, the XRPL, the ODL, XRP, just pick one. Now I'm going to have to add Codius in this. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is what I'm hearing. So Wadwo Osei says Ripple bought at R3. Great news is coming through this month. I heard that as well, but I had only heard it to be rumor. Quadwell, have you heard something different that makes it no longer a rumor about Ripple buying out R3? Matt LaRoche, scale OMG. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And it's so funny to see DAI kind of progress in what he's been doing with his channel, because he openly says a lot of the things, the esoteric, whatever, Kendra, all these people, the BGs and the Brittlers and all of this stuff, that whatever, he didn't kind of believe it, but more and more and more, he's starting to realize that a lot of the crazy kind of conceptions of where XRP is going and what it can do is becoming a reality, right? Because at one time or another, most people would have never thought FX market and derivatives. They would have never thought that. They would have just thought XRP, cross borders, and a lot of people didn't even think that. Remember back in the day when a lot of people were saying that the banks would never, ever, ever have anything to do with XRP. Remember that? Remember that? Now you got Arab Bank saying they're doing something with XRP. You got Signal Bank talking about custodying and other things with XRP. Like coming out and saying it. Like, this is what we're doing. Not a platform, not a digital payment thing on with our bank, but with the bank itself. Come a long way. Vaughn _hurdles in the building, live again, the hardest working man I know. What's going on, Vaughn? Good to see you, my friend. Legendary. I wish I knew, bro. When is this cat getting out of the bag? Well, that fat lady sung back in 2014. 10K per XRP is coming. I hear you. MoneyGram about to unleash MoneyGram's fast send. Oh, they already come out with that as well. So, it's getting really, really, really crazy right now. It's going to be really exciting to see what SBI does. I think that's going to be huge, huge. But this dude, Chris Lawson, said billion times 1 billion transactions. And I don't know if he slipped up with doing that interview, that little questionnaire with that lady or not. But the dude said initially cross-border. Long-term, it's a whole nother thing. This dude said long-term, a key winner is the digital asset XRP for all of the world and all kinds of use cases. For all of the world and all kinds of use cases. Jackie 33, what's going on, miss? That video was from October. Do you think it would have leaked by now? Which video are you talking about, Jackie 33? The one I just played? Which video are you talking about? All of the money, Matt LaRoche. Yep. From here on out, first and second quarter of 2021. Yeah, I'm thinking first quarter of 2021 as well, only because there's a TA guy who's saying that he's going to hold that XRP until 2020. And he said the end of 2021. And he had some, I think what, 26, I think a 9, 13, $26 XRP or even more. That's going to be our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge is we're going to be all caught up in the hype of hollow chain going to 2, 3, 5 cents. I don't know what else. What else might go kind of crazy? All these smaller market caps going up crazy, and people that happen to get on making these crazy kind of money. And I don't know. Are we going to be excited about XRP getting to $9? I don't know. $19. I don't know. Yeah, Eli. Yeah, he had like a 9, 13, 26. Backchain backers talking $50. The question is when? Yeah, that's not very far off. I got to tell you, because she definitely gives him some looks, doesn't she, Daniel Off? Jackie 33, which video are you talking about? I'm sorry, did I miss it? You said that video was from October. You talking about the one with Chris Larson? Shane Ellis, maybe some other time, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So Matt LaRose said, I'll be smiling at $2. I'll be excited. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to kind of see, but I know this TA guy, DIY Investing, said he wasn't cashing out his XRP until the end of 2021. I thought is what he said. So we shall see. Oh, date of upload doesn't equal date of recording. Oh, I see. I see. I gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, because this is from Stewart XRP, yeah. So I don't know when he found it, how he got it, where he got it from, but it was from Stewart XRP. The Future of Money Summit was December of 20. So this was in December of 2014. Oh, wait a minute. What happened to my share? What happened? There it is. So, yeah, so that was actually took place in sometime in 2014, it looks like. Oh, I got an email today to Darren Moore, XRP Darren Moore, Fame 21, subscribe to the channel. I was pumped. Oh, so Jackie 33 says the one that DAI played about Ripple buying R3 rumors. Ah, gotcha. Well, Quadwo just said, I don't know where he's getting that from, but he said that the news is supposed to be coming out. But what did I watch? I watched something. Okay, I got you. I know exactly what you're saying now. The DAI played a video from oh man, liability something or another. I got you, Jackie 33. Yeah. It was a very interesting kind of thing, right? Because this was just a dude calling into a podcast show. Right? It was a dude calling in because he said, let's take the call from Larry from Washington. So it was just some guy calling in. So I mean, it's just, the video was great to listen to, but it's, it's a guy calling in. Who is this guy? To me, just seems like that he's a guy in the digital asset space who happens to be kind of up on the information the same way that a lot of people in the XRP community is. Oh, so there's an actual video titled, the DI did Ripple buying R3 rumors. Okay, gotcha. If Ripple bought R3, they would IPO within 12 months. Yeah, gotcha. I did. I already had one, bro. Are you saying I need to get another bag? Bro, I had a massive bag of XRP cashed out. 18 cents. Massive bag. Yeah, I was in the IPO and all that. I was the pre-IPO sale and the whole nine. But you know, I mean, a guy comes on. He said Ripple bought R3. It's no confirmation. Maybe it's just a guy. Again, it's hard to tell, right? So you got the YouTube channel liability person, okay? You got a guy talking, and then he says, "Let's take a call from another guy calling in." So it feels like, that's why I did the video early today. I said the same thing. It feels like there's a guy who has a YouTube channel who caught a particular podcast and took the audio from that podcast and he put it in a video. And because he, you know, every time this Larry guy says something, now there's video of it. So I don't know what the podcast was. Don't know who Larry from Washington is. But I got to tell you this, it makes sense that Ripple would buy R3. That makes a lot of sense. Jamie Mock. Hey, Jamie, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. XRP OG, Subsiege. What's up with you, bro? So that makes a lot of sense. For Ripple to buy R3 would make a lot of sense. Because I said in the stream earlier today, it doesn't look as though the financials are on the, are too cool right now for R3. But that's not the case for Ripple. Ripple is cash rich, and they can make some serious acquisitions. It would make sense. Because I just think then if they did that, then R3 can kind of begin to operate without the financial kind of thing kind of going on, without the constraints from the lack of liquidity, if you will. And they can continue to do, because the platform is pretty brilliant. A lot of people want to use it. And man says, have you ever thought that when XRP gets to a high stable price, it could be actually used by a developing country to control inflation? Yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know what XRP is going to do ultimately. Personally, my personal thought long term is that I've never thought that I thought for me it's liquidity. I think that they're going to solve a liquidity issue. You know, they're going to use it to solve a global economic crisis that is illiquidity. That's what I think. But Chris Larson said, you know, the world to use for all kinds of use cases, for all kinds of different things. So they're talking like it's endless. You know, they're talking like the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. So Danny Law, thank you, my friend. Danny Law, thanks for the super chat, my friend. He says, I want to know your thoughts on Sam I Am, also known as the lifeboats. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Most parts of that tree are edible. Sam said so. Yeah, I haven't watched much from Sam lately. He seems like he's going kind of down a different path, right? So I haven't watched much of him lately. Passion of Rick, all the money, yes, sir. Matt LaRose says, just as long as those developing countries don't put some collateral on Nexo to borrow some XRP. Yeah, exactly. Oh, so who's the CEO for Electronum now? I forget his name. CEO recently said the free coins are going away. That boy has lost it, huh? Yeah, it's this bear market is doing some things to some people. I can tell you that. It is doing some things to some people. Oh yeah, if they bought R3, it is over. It's a done deal. And my thing is, it's very, very feasible to do. It's not like they don't have the money to do it. Richard Ellis. Okay, thank you, bro. XRP. Richard L. Richard Ellis or Richard Ells? Richard Ellis. Ells. Richard Ells. I forget. Yeah. Thank you. Richard Ellis is Shane Ellis. Yeah, that would be nice. I remember one time my dude told me that Richard was an actor, a paid actor. That he wasn't really the CEO of Electronium. Monk Studio, got my buy order set, sitting in the backyard in the tent with my son. Shout out to the rabbit. How about that? Good for you, Monk Studio. John Edwards is in the building. Hey, Siege. Hi, everyone. What's up, John? Probably a fake name. Yeah, I thought it was Els, Richard Els. Laugh out loud, probably. Yeah. So it's woo. Yeah. So we did finally come to the conclusion that Nexo did not exit scam, that they're still around. They just liquidated a bunch of people. So there that is. Let me see what else I wanted to share with you guys on Twitter. Oh, this was an interesting one. Then I got to get out of here. I was supposed to get off at 10 o'clock. So shout out to Real XRP people again. Call me. And maybe it's just me, but I'm stuck on the notion of something happening behind closed doors of a prominent government institution. Ripple knew exactly what they had on their hands with XRP and the XRPL ledger. Third snapshot on the very top makes that pretty obvious. So here's some stuff that he has here. This is from an article, some dude, right? After the acquisition of Fugger's project, Ryan Fugger, by Ripple, this culture persisted through experiments such as LETS, which is Inspired Currency, Goodwill, GWD, started by one of the earliest Ripple employees. Ripple formed 2013. However, after the pivot of Ripple towards financial institutions in 2015, many of LETS enthusiasts abandoned the project, as the last subsection shows. The subcultural emphasizes the liquidity of XRP as a means of a payment and as a speculative crypto asset. And it is a variation of digital metalism. Okay, what do I want to read? Define digital metalism as a culture in which trust in the code substitutes for the credibility of persons, institutions, and governments. Ripple's variant of digital metalism foregrounds XRP's liquidity as a commodity. XRP is compared to gold not as a substitute for interpersonal trust, but as the most liquid of assets in terms of speed, value, and exchangeability. The XRP ledger is marketized for its speed, measured in 1,500 transactions per second compared to ETH's 15 and Bitcoin's 6. Furthermore, this money culture's foregone XRP capability of automatically bridging between currencies through the distributed currency exchange built in the XRP ledger. Yep. The DEX built into the ledger. Now let's go on to the next one here. All right. By providing interoperability, seamless circulation, and payment, something there, or straight-through processing, the XRP ledger promises to be the cornerstone of the internet of value. As one informant put it, Ripple is not only a cryptocurrency. To me, that was the most boring part of it. It actually models the entire financial ecosystem. It models the entire financial ecosystem. However, the XRP ledger is not only an interoperability layer between payment systems, it is itself a payment system with its standards, requirements, and rules. This is a good read. This is a really, really good read. I'm just covering the highlighted stuff here. John Maynard Keyes proposed a supernatural, this is titled The Ecology of Monies. John Maynard Keyes proposed a supranatural currency. Frederick Hayek called for increased currency competition. The underlying conflict is technical, not ideological. As with so many other historical problems, the currency conundrum seemed intractable until technology caught up with the theory. Ripple's distributed exchange is the electronic calculator that Hayek dreamed of, but on a scale he could never have imagined. If a global currency is like the universal language Esperanto, then Ripple is like the Babel fish, the universal translator of science fiction, and more recently, Google. The XRP ledger is an ecology. Like any other money infrastructure, this quote retrieved from Ripple's archive website shows that the XRP ledger promised an ostensibly neutral medium, in other words, the calculator, to provide interoperability, the universal translation, between apparently incompatible political designs of money. Very, 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 very interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this one. So here's the last one right here. Interesting. Second, Ripple influenced the disposition of the ledger. When the company pivoted towards cross-border payments in 2015, The pivot was due to both regulatory pressure and new market opportunities. By 2015, the only point of access to the XRP ledger at that moment was through Ripple's web client. Ripple, however, did not want to control the ledger or manage the ledger's uses as customers because the ledger is officially open source and permissionless. The company's mantra was, we don't own the network, we don't have customers. In 2015, the FinCEN and Ripple sued Ripple for failure to abide by the U.S. Bank Secrecy Act regarding KYC and AML. FinCEN concluded that Ripple was responsible for customer screening and onboarding. So they paid a fine of $700,000. I remember that because they said it was up to Ripple to do the KYC and AML, and they did not do that with their customers. So, okay, shortly after that, paying up that money, being sued and paying up the cash, shortly after that, Ripple applied and obtained a New York State's BIT license for institutional sales of the crypto asset XRP. Ripple then pivoted towards financial institutions to partially outsource regulatory compliance, serving banks rather than individuals, meant for Ripple to be able to rely on banks. Serving banks rather than individuals, meant for Ripple to be able to rely on banks. Compliance departments rather than its own forces. Let me see if I got this here. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Durham University Research Online, 25 February 2020. The Journal of Cultural Economy steps towards an ecology of money infrastructures, materiality and cultures of Ripple. The authors published by Informa, UK Limited Trading as Taylor and Francis, published online January of 2020. Okay, so this is where that stuff comes from. He took some stuff from that. But I tell you, that was some very, very interesting stuff there. Really, really good read. Shout out to Real Boy XRP for sharing that with the community. Matt LaRose, so R3 funding 107 million, revenue 20 million. Large percentage of investors in R3 like Westpac, MUFG, SBI with Ripple. So if out to a vote to buy out, affordable vote check might happen. Yeah, to me, Matt, it makes sense that they would. It makes perfectly good sense because we're talking the market. You know, don't forget that the people over at R3 have tons of XRP. So, you know, they got their own business model and looking to do what they're looking to do. But to me, that makes sense. You know, R3, you know, to me, that would make a ton of sense. Yeah, you know, for me, I'm going to get, you know, I'll do the little bit of BTC, only just a little. Some ETH. I want to up the ETH. Not much, I just want to have some more. And I definitely want to get tons and tons and more VeChain. But we'll see. XRP bags are nice, but I got to get the that cash flow banking thing set up. You know, so I feel like we're in a good spot, definitely being XRP hodlers. But again, we're early in this digital asset space. What's going to be that next XRP? Again, like I said, that maybe has some brilliant people behind it, corporate wise, right? So the CEO, CTO, whatever, that team behind it, they have a digital asset, they got technology and a digital asset, and they're in their own lane, doing their thing, leading the way with first movers advantage into the space that they're in, with the technology to back it and the partnerships to back it. What is going to be that next one? Yeah, you know, my money is on VeChain. You know, my money is on VeChain, Eli. Yep, that's where my money is. So, all right, guys, listen, I got to get out of here. Got to wrap up. Got to got to get up early in the morning. Early day tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday night. I appreciate you guys being here big time. Yeah, ETH is doing some stuff, man. Matt LaRose, they're doing some stuff. They really are. Sorry, guys. Listen, it's an exciting day. I hope you feel like that. I hope you realize how blessed we are to be early adopters in a new asset class. Head up, shoulders back moment for you, because you're playing a game. You're playing a game, my friend, that 99.9% of the masses don't even know is being played. And you, my friend, are winning. And that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool deal. Pretty cool place to be. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this stream like I do all my streams. Remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.